Good morning, grade 8 students. Today I'm going to solve worksheet 2 in the respiratory system. Please open your copybook and write the solution. Exercise number 1. Look here, we have a table. Let's read the table. In a medium rich in oxygen gas, lungs, hemoglobin binds to oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin and the color of the blood is bright red. However, in a medium poor in oxygen gas, which means that here we are talking about the cells, oxyhemoglobin dissociates to produce hemoglobin and oxygen because our cells need oxygen, and the color of the blood is dark red. Please pause this video and try to answer these 3 questions. Number 1. Explain why the lung is a medium rich in oxygen while the cell is a medium poor in oxygen. Do you remember the process of breathing? It is composed of an inhalation and exhalation. What happens when a person inhales? Air rich in oxygen enters the lungs. This is why the lung is a medium rich in oxygen. However, why do we consider the cell a medium poor in oxygen? This is mainly due to cellular respiration, where cells consume oxygen and nutrients to produce energy and wastes. So here, the cells of the organs are consuming oxygen, and this is why the cell is a medium poor in oxygen. The blood entering the lungs is dark red in color, while the one leaving the lungs is bright red. Formulate the hypothesis to explain this difference in color. Observe the picture. So here we have, if I'm talking about the lungs, so I'm talking about the alveoli. Here we have blood entering the alveoli and blood leaving. Blood leaving is bright red, while blood entering is dark red. Why? How can you explain this? This is mainly due to the presence of oxygen. So if you want to formulate the hypothesis, so hypothesis, 2 points, maybe oxygen is responsible for the brightness of the blood, or maybe carbon dioxide is responsible for the darkness of the blood. Both are correct. Number 3, specify which blood, the blood entering the tissue or the blood leaving the tissue, is rich in carbohemoglobin. If the blood is rich in carbohemoglobin, this means that the blood is rich in carbon dioxide. See again the figure. Blood leaving the cells is dark red, so it is rich in carbon dioxide. Moreover, cells take oxygen and produce carbon dioxide. So, blood leaving the tissue, since it has collected carbon dioxide from the cells. And in the blood, carbon dioxide combines with hemoglobin to form carbohemoglobin. Did you pay attention here? At the level of the cells, oxyhemoglobin dissociates to give hemoglobin and oxygen. Now the cells can consume oxygen and release carbon dioxide, and the released carbon dioxide binds to hemoglobin to form carbohemoglobin. Exercise number 2. Effect of tobacco and intoxication by carbon monoxide. Intoxication means toxicity. Carbon monoxide is a toxic gas. So the cigarette fumes contain several toxic substances: nicotine, tar, carbon monoxide, represented by CO. This gas can fix easily on a hemoglobin molecule, leading to the formation of a stable compound, HbCO. Among smokers, the concentration of carbon monoxide, CO, in blood varies in function of the number of consumed cigarettes per day. So the concentration of carbon monoxide depends on the number of consumed cigarettes, as shown in the adjacent table. Number 1. Trace a curve showing the variation of the concentration of carbon monoxide in blood in function of the number of consumed cigarettes per day. I will remind you, we always say the variation of y as a function of x. So by a simple comparison, I can notice that the concentration of carbon monoxide in blood should be the variable on y-axis. However, the number of consumed cigarettes per day is the variable on the x-axis. To draw a graph, you should first see the table. So let's see the table. Number of consumed cigarettes per day, 10, 20, 35, and the concentration of carbon monoxide in the blood in percentage, so 5%, 7%, 10%. Did you notice? What happens when the number of consumed cigarettes per day increases to 35? The concentration of carbon monoxide in the blood also increases to 10%. After knowing the variables on the y and the x-axis, now you must choose the correct scale. To choose the scale, you must observe the numbers. Let's see the numbers on the x-axis related to the number of consumed cigarettes per day. 10, 20, the difference is 10. 20, 35, the difference is 15. You can choose that every 1 centimeter represents 5 cigarettes per day, or every 1 centimeter represents 10. Both are correct. In this graph, I'm going to choose that every 1 centimeter represents 5 because there's the number 5, 35. Observe the numbers on the y-axis, 5, 7, 10. So you can choose here that every 1 centimeter represents 1%. And you put all the numbers on the graph, and after that you plot the graph. You plot the curve. Number 2. Show that the increase in the number of consumed cigarettes per day favors the increase in the concentration of carbon monoxide in the blood. When you are asked to show that, you must analyze and then rewrite the significance, the given significance. So analyze, and the last sentence should be, this shows that the increase in the number of consumed cigarettes per day favors the increase in the concentration of carbon monoxide in the blood. Here you can choose to analyze either the table or the graph. Both are correct. The graph starts when the number of consumed cigarettes per day is 10. So do not say when the number of consumed cigarettes per day is 0. When a person consumes 10 cigarettes per day, the concentration of carbon monoxide in the blood is 5%. What happens when the number of consumed cigarettes per day increases? As the number of consumed cigarettes per day increases to 35, the concentration of carbon monoxide in the blood also increases to 10%. This shows that the increase in the number of consumed cigarettes per day favors the increase in the concentration of carbon monoxide in the blood. And this gas is toxic. What is the effect of this gas on the gas exchange? Number 3, based on the provided information. Okay, we saw that as the number of consumed cigarettes per day increases, the concentration of the toxic carbon monoxide in the blood increases. And your acquired knowledge, based on what you know. Explain how can carbon monoxide in high concentration in blood causes intoxication. Please let's reread again the first paragraph. The cigarette fumes contain several toxic substances, including nicotine, tar, carbon monoxide. This gas can fix easily on a hemoglobin molecule, so it can fix instead of oxygen molecule, leading to the formation of a stable compound HBCO. This is very important. What do I mean by stable compound? Stable compound cannot dissociate, so HBCO can remain in the blood for a longer time. I will answer. The hemoglobin molecules that fix carbon monoxide form a stable compound HBCO. This is why hemoglobin molecules can no more fix oxygen gas, which leads to intoxication. Our session is finished. Please, I want you to repeat these 2 exercises on a double sheet. Thank you and see you.